Hey vlog, it's Avery Cochran. I am coming at you from Austin, Texas. I am playing my second ever South by Southwest showcase. My first one being literally yesterday. So this is my first time in Texas, my first time at South by, obviously. And I'm getting ready. And I figured as I was getting ready, I would do like kind of an unfiltered, basically unedited breakdown of my EP, Male Validation and Other Drugs, because I've seen some comments asking me to explain the title, asking me to explain like what my favorite song is, like what certain lyrics mean, and I just thought it would be fun to like go through every song and then kind of talk about the EP overall. So bear with me. I'm like literally at a Holiday Inn right now and I'm like doing my makeup on my laptop screen. But yeah, this is like basically gonna be unedited unless I just like am dead silent for a little bit, trying to think of something to say. But yeah, so we're gonna start with my skincare. Let's get it out. This is so fun. Let's talk about the songs. Let's talk about Griever. Griever's the first song off the EP, and I love Griever. It's like one of my more experimental songs from the EP because the producer I was working with for Griever and another song on the EP that we'll get to later is just so fucking cool and has such an insane discography. Their name is Matthias Mora, and really was amazing and is an amazing, I hope to do more with them soon, writing partner, and like pushed me outside of my comfort zone production wise, and has the coolest drum sounds and guitar sounds in their arsenal. And it was just so fun. Both Griever and the other song that they produced were made in a day, and which is not the case with every single other song on the EP. All the other songs in the EP took like several days and weeks and months for me to like fully finish. But Male Validation, okay, I'm exposing it, but Male Validation and Other Drugs and Griever, both done by Matthias, were like basically the day one demos. And we did some tweaks in some other sessions and everything. But yeah, like Matthias is a freaking legend. Griever is definitely one of my favorites. Obviously, it's already released as a single. I'm really proud of those lyrics. The way I wrote them was Matthias and I collaborated on some reference songs and some chords, and they were playing that piano part. It's kind of in the background. It's like the da 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 da. It's like those really somber, sad chords. And then they started just like building the drums around it, and it was originally halftime, but we sped it up to double time. And I was like, wait, I'm kind of moving. And I was just like looking through my notes app of like fun lyric starters or like song starters, and got fired as the restaurant singer was like a sentence that I had in my notes app because, like, true story, I was fired as the restaurant singer one time, being very recently, but it's fine because now I'm a singer. So sucks, seafood restaurant that fired me. Anyways, I don't think I'm gonna do sunscreen because it's 6 p.m. So we started out with got fired as a restaurant singer, and then I was like building the chorus around that line and like was finding rhymes to singer. And then I ended up with Griever. I had just ran into somebody from my past that kind of like shook me to my core. And I was like really angry, and I had like a lot of unresolved anger about this person and about the situation. And I was like pulling up to the session. It was a new session. I had never met Matthias before, and I was like, oh, I'm just like so annoyed right now. Like I don't even want to be writing music. And then it dawned on me in my lift that I could just channel that into the song itself, and I did. And so it's kind of like my angriest moment on the EP. I think it ties into like the drugs aspect, or like the male validation and other drugs, was because like the person that this song is about is somebody I like used to rely on for validation and approval. And like the second verse is literally wanted your approval, and I still do. Like, notice how the lights go out. I wonder what's your point of view. Like, it's this, I don't know, whoever you guys are, whoever's watching, I don't know if you've like heard of the phenomenon where, I guess it's just the male gaze, but like when I was little, when I had a crush on a boy, I used to picture him having a secret camera in my bedroom and like watching me, and then I would like act like all cute because I was like picturing him there, and like picturing like what he was thinking of me, and like how he was thinking I was acting or moving, or like I don't know. I thought I used to be so embarrassed by that, but as I've like been more honest about that fact and like done more research and like understood the male gaze more, I have like met a lot of other women or feminine people that have the same experience, and like anybody that's subjected to the male gaze, I guess, or subjects themselves to the male gaze, like that's a common occurrence. So like the notice how the lights go out, I wonder what's your point of view. It's like, it's kind of like that. It's like this person made me revert back to my like immature ways of like wanting, like craving the male gaze, which is like kind of a bar right there. That rhymed. And so like, I guess the like need for approval, or like the what's the drug in this song? I guess like the male gaze and male validation is one of the drugs of Griever, or are the drugs of Griever. So yeah, and my favorite lyric from that song is probably the whole first verse. You can go to hell and take her with you. Sorry, I didn't think that would stir up such an issue. It's like so sassy, and it's like, yeah, like fuck you, because like I'm not like that aggressive. Sometimes like I can say a fuck you here and there if somebody really pisses me off, but it's like, go to hell, take this new bitch with you. And then it's kind of like, oh, sorry, like did that hurt you? Did that offend you? Well, like too bad, because like you left me in shambles after like our brief little stint, and it's 3 years later and I'm still in shambles, and so much has happened in my life, like getting fired and like pursuing this music career, and like so much going wrong and being broke, and you used to be my leader, and now I'm just like kind of led astray, but like, oh, I'm glad like you're, you know, you and this new person. I'm not going to get too much into the details about like what this is, because like it's kind of some tea. You can go to hell and take her with you. Sorry, I didn't think that would stir up such an issue. Like, oh, sorry, like, did I say something wrong? And then she's taking pictures of my swimsuit. I'm like, I love that line. Matthias helped me come up with that line, because I wanted to rhyme it with swimsuit. And they were like, how about she's taking pictures of my swimsuit? And I'm like, yes, I love that, because basically the nature of this relationship was like, it was just like wasn't that appropriate. And like I feel like I got this person by like, I don't know, by like posting a thirst trap almost, or like leaning into my sexuality and stuff. And so like, it's like now that they've moved on to the next person, it's like, oh, did she also like lure you in with her sexuality? And it's like, well, that's cute. Remember how all that happened with us? Remember how like you just like kind of left me in the dumps, in the dust? Remember how I blistered all my fingers? But yeah, probably the whole first verse. But I love Griever. I think it's such like a fun genre change for me, even though it's still pop and it's a subtle genre change. I really do love that song. And proud of how it's streaming. Like, I think it makes a really great first track for this EP. Starts the energy off like really high. Second song, what do we have? It's Loneliness in Numbers, and Loneliness in Numbers means a lot to me. I'm really proud of the songwriting on that one. I'm really proud of like the way that, I don't know, I'm just proud of the lyrics on that one. I'm proud of how they're like satirical, because I want them to be like, I wanted to make some political statements on the EP, without being too preachy and without like being too on the nose. So I was like, I want to write a satire song. And I was thinking a lot about plastic surgery when I wrote that song. I've thought about getting a nose job. I've thought about getting filler. I've thought about getting Botox, because like I'm at that age now where some of my friends are, like just like some of my peers are, just like girls my age on social media, even though it's still like, I think, too young. You just kind of see this happening, and then you feel the pressure to get it because everybody looks so perfect and beautiful. And so like, and I struggle with social media in general, because you like will be scrolling for hours and you'll see these perfect, beautiful people like on your timeline. And obviously like nobody's gonna be like, disclaimer, like I got a nose job in filler, and like, I don't know what else people could get. This isn't real. Like some people do, but I'm like, whatever, like nobody owes that to anyone. So it's like, you just start seeing all these beautiful people and you're like, oh, why don't I look like that? So you're scrolling and you see this beautiful, unobtainable looking person, and then you scroll again and then you see an ad for a company that funds genocide, and then you're scrolling more and you see like a video about said genocide, and then you're scrolling again and you see like a silly cat video, and it's just kind of like sends you into this whole thing. And so like my experience when I wrote that lyric, like, oh, I was like, I saw this beautiful girl and I was like, I want to look like her. Why does my nose not look like that? Why do I have eye bags like this? Like, why do I have little wrinkles up here? Like, I want to look like that. And then I'm scrolling and I'm seeing news about the genocide, and I'm like, oh God, like my problems are so small. Like, why does anybody even care at the end of the day? Like, not to get too just like nihilistic on you all, but like it's something I really struggle with, like just like existentialism. And so the title, like Loneliness in Numbers, came to me because it's like I could have so many followers and like be at this level of musicianship that I want to be at, and I don't know, get everything I ever wanted in life, but like I don't think I'll ever be truly feel like fulfilled by it. I'm always going to feel lonely if I don't surround myself with community. And like that's just like is true for all of mankind. Like you could have like all the money, all the status, all the plastic surgery in the world, like be the most beautiful woman or person or man in the world, have everything, and it all means nothing if you don't have community, and if you don't have, I don't know, like real meaningful connections to the planet and to people and to animals and stuff. Sorry, that like that doesn't make sense, but yeah. And so I'm like, what is this all for? Like, it's loneliness in numbers. Like, everybody feels this way, but nobody really wants to talk about it. And so like it is about social media and like using social media as a drug. And it's like, you touch my heart when you touch your phone. Like when you double tap my photo and that little heart comes up, like I get a dopamine spike just like you do too. And so I'm just like really proud of that song. And like Pumped with the Plastic, front to back, gotta look good for the nuclear blast. I think that's like a really fun, I don't know, I like that bar a lot, because it's like, yeah, like you could enjoy your time on earth, ignorance is bliss, get that plastic surgery, girl, like get that filler, get that Botox, like look damn good, but like we're all going down in flames at some point. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with Loneliness in Numbers, but it's very much a cynical song. It's like, yeah, get that Botox, get that plastic surgery, get that filler, but like low-key the end of the world is like low-key upon us, or it feels that way. My favorite lyric from that is probably I don't want to talk to you if you got bad news, but start the revolution and I'll join you, because it's kind of like blending together like my own political apathy and the political apathy of my peers and stuff with but like if you're gonna be the change, like we'll follow you, like if somebody's gonna be brave enough to like be the change that we want to see, like I'm here for it, but I don't want to hear about any of the bad news if there's no solution. So it's sarcastic, but it's also like I feel like it's how a lot of people feel, which is apathetic, especially if you're in a position where you're privileged enough to like live your everyday life, but not ignorant to the fact that like horrible things are happening in the world. Anyway, so that's Loneliness in Numbers. I hope it makes sense, but it's very much just like satirical and sarcastic. I listened to a lot of Bo Burnham during the pandemic, and so I don't know, I think there's like kind of some influence there, but hope you like that one. Also, like this is really hard to do my makeup on a phone screen, like I can't lie. I am gonna get to the bathroom where the lighting is better and be like, oh my god, I need to start over. But yeah, so that's Loneliness in Numbers. Third song, Losing Streak, another single that is already released. I wanted to put this one third because I don't really know. I don't really have a method to the madness. I wanted to tell a story originally about like that like kind of followed the male validation, the highs and the lows of like getting male validation and like subjecting yourself to the male gaze and stuff. But this one was a unique song because like I wasn't planning on it going on the EP. I was planning on another song going on the EP, but I wrote this song like, I don't know, 2 months ago, and it ended up being good and popping off and people liking it. And it was about a real time thing, about a relationship, a long time relationship that I've had with another woman. And the title of the EP I think had already been decided at this point, and I was just kind of struggling because I wanted to make this project very much about my experience with the male gaze and through a queer lens, obviously. But this song, Losing Streak, was very much about a beautiful sapphic relationship that I had. And I'm grateful for the "and other drugs" in the title, because sertraline is a drug, an antidepressant, so it fits into the title still, which is a little loophole I was able to make for myself, but I think it works great. But Losing Streak, I love. I mean, I've talked about that one before, and I've given the lore on TikTok, but it truly is just about having a beautiful relationship with somebody that you just desperately want to work, but there's so many things against the relationship. There's so many things pitted against the relationship, and sometimes there's just nothing you can do but call it off, but it still sucks, and that person is still your family, and it's still somebody you see as home, and somebody you see as non-judgmental and safe. And I don't know, I love that song so much, and I'm so honored that it's streaming so well. And sertraline is the drug in that song. And yeah, I wrote it with Petro, and it was literally 12 hours after I got dumped. We wrote that song. And then I took a few months to finish the verses and the bridge and stuff, but the chorus was like fresh post breakup. And then my actual ex was in the music video with me, which was crazy. And obviously the chemistry was good because we had dated for 4 years. So yeah, the song makes me really sad, and it's hard for me to listen to and perform, honestly, but I love it, and I'm really glad that it's out in the world. Yeah, so that's Losing Streak. Honestly, I don't have much to say. I mean, if you guys have like questions about Losing Streak, comment them. I'm truly an open book for right now. I don't know, maybe like I'll get a PR team and they'll be like, stop spilling all your tea. But if you guys have like questions about Losing Streak, it's hard for me to talk about because I don't like necessarily want to talk about it, but also like this is a song breakdown. My favorite lyric from Losing Streak is probably shackled too soon, took a shell-shocked shot in the dark. If you know me, you know I love my alliteration, and that one is just like has so much fun alliteration, and it was so fun to sing. And also it's like, were we a false start? Like, did we jump into this relationship before either one of us were ready to, before we were ready to be like good partners to each other? Like, did we have a false start? Like, were we like shackled together too soon, and like because we both have our own individual trauma and we're both shell-shocked in our own ways from things and jumping into this relationship, like we're both taking a shell-shocked shot in the dark because we love each other and we want it to work. I just, that was probably my favorite lyric. I wrote that lyric in this cardigan, actually, on the Amtrak train down from Seattle to LA over New Year's. I took a solo train because I thought I would be like, I don't know, I don't know what was going through my head. I just like thought I was too cool for school and like too cool to go out on New Year's, and I was like, I'm just gonna take a solo train adventure. It was not as cathartic as you would think it was. It was 36 hours, and I got wine drunk on the train and slept through the ball drop. So there's that. Happy 2026, everybody. But yeah, I love that song. I love the producer that worked on it with me. He really understood the assignment, like the retro vibes meet modern pop music, and I just think that was, yeah, it was what needed to happen. But love that song. Okay, moving on. Sex, etc. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna like start talking quicker too because I like low-key need to go soon. Also, my makeup is like not looking that good. I can't lie. Sex, etc. came about because I was working with this producer named Kevin Farzad. Love you, Kevin. Love you, Kevin. We had a session. It was like one of my very first LA sessions ever. I'm used to writing all my songs by myself, so this was like my very first co-write session. And I was really excited about Kevin. His manager and I were kind of like talking, and he was like, I need to put you with my producer Kevin, he's the best. And I was just so excited to be in LA and writing songs. And it was only like a 2-hour session. Like, it was a very short session that I had with Kevin, because he was doing 2 sessions in one day. So, but we wanted to meet each other and like set something up for the future to write a song. So we wrote the chords to Sex, Etc. together and kind of like built out the verse chorus of it, like track wise. And I was like, it takes me a very long time to write the top line and write the lyrics and write lyrics in general, and just songs in general. So by the time the session was done, I was like, send this to me. I'm gonna work on it. I wanna write on top of it. In September, I went to Europe with my family, which was crazy because we had never taken a family vacation like that before. It was my parents' first time in Italy, my whole family's first time in Italy. I had gone to Italy before with my partner, ex-partner. But yeah, it was like the first time the Cock Squad took Europe, which was really special. And we were in Barcelona, so we were in Spain and Italy, and we were in Barcelona, and I was like, kept coming back to this Kevin track, and I was like, this beat is so good, these chords are so good, and I really want to come back into the session and like have something to present to him. And my parents and I were walking down like the streets of Barcelona, and they have all these like beautiful vintage stores and art stores and galleries and stuff, but they also have the corniest tourist stores, like with t-shirts that say I heart dilfs or I heart blowjobs, and like little thongs and like bongs, and it's just like the corniest touristy stores. And there was this one, and I can't remember the actual name of it, and I didn't have my phone because I was like off the grid as fuck. Not actually, I would just like, I don't know why, I don't know, I just like didn't bring my phone because I was like trying to be unplugged for this one dinner. And it was a store called like something sex etc, and I was like, oh my god, like sex etc would be such a cool song name because like the way it flows, like sex etc, I was like, that would be so sick. And so we were on our plane from Barcelona to somewhere in Italy, Barcelona to Rome, and I was listening to the track over and over and over again and like figuring out how to make sex etc work. And I was like, something like dance, something, drugs, lungs, like sex, etc. And like hopeless romancer, spiritual cancer came to me as well in Europe, and I was like, she was a hopeless romantic. And so then I came home to Seattle and like put it to the chords and loved it. And then so as soon as I landed in LA on October 1st, went to Kevin's house, and I was like, I've got an idea. And there was a third writer in the room, PJ France, and I presented my chorus idea to Sex Etc, and they were like, oh, we love this. And so PJ kind of helped me finish the rest of the chorus, and then we like went back and forth on some verse ideas, but it like in true Avery fashion, I was like, I need to write these lyrics by myself. So I went home and finished writing the verse 1 and 2, and then the bridge to Sex Etc, and took it back to Kevin's house, and we finished it. And on our very last session, it was another early session because Kevin's a legend and does 2 sessions in one day often. And so we had a 9 a.m. session, and I was like, this song needs a key change. And he was like, you're not gonna make me do a key change on this song right now at 9 o'clock in the morning. I was like, yes, this song needs a key change and it's gonna happen. And so we did the key change, and I'm so glad we did. I've always wanted to do a key change in a song, and I'm like so proud of it. I guess that's kind of the backstory of this song process, but the song itself, okay, hold on, I need to like actually leave. But this song has male validation and other drugs. You've got male validation, and you've got the party lungs, dance drugs, sex, etc. How you cope with a breakup in like the most catatonic, unhealthy ways. And I wrote this before my breakup, so it was just like, I was like kind of time traveling to like back when I was dating men, and like back when I was like getting my heart broken by men, like these like horrible men that like didn't treat me good at all. And I'd be so hurt by it, and like my ego would take such a hit, and the only way I could recover from it was temporary, obviously, because like that whole getting over someone is getting under someone else, like that's bullshit. Like yes, it works temporarily, but also unless you're doing inner work and healing yourself and like healing your own trauma, like that's not gonna work. You're not gonna like just magically get over the hurt somebody caused. So Sex Etc was kind of about like this like cycle that I used to go through when I would break up with guys, or guys would break up with me. It's like, okay, I'll just like go find another one, and I'll go out and like I'll really show them that like I'm unbothered. And my favorite lyric from that one is, neglect my intellect, deflect another ego death, because it kind of plays into that idea where it's like, I'm not going to stop and think about what I need to heal about myself. I'm just going to be like, nope, it doesn't matter. I'm fine. I'm moving on to the next person. So I'm deflecting my ego death. I don't want to face the ego death. I'm neglecting thinking about this critically because I can't, and I don't want to. So that one I really love, and it's very fun to sing live. I'm going to do my eye makeup and come back. Okay, I just had to finish getting ready because I don't know, it was just too overstimulating to do both at the same time. But this is the South by Southwest Women to Watch Luna Collective Showcase outfit and look. I'm very excited. Still kind of deciding what to do with my hair. I have no idea. But yeah, in general, the makeup look is complete. Where was I? I was finishing up Sex Etc. But yeah, Sex Etc. is about trying to make yourself feel better on the inside by doing things that are horrible for you on the inside. And yeah, I told my favorite lyric, got the inspiration in Spain, and it was fun to like teleport back to the time when I was really affected and impacted by the male gaze. I think like being in a long-term sapphic relationship really helped me unlearn a lot of like the toxic what do you call it? Toxic masculinity? No, like probably not. Maybe toxic femininity. The toxic femininity of like being a pick-me. I hate that phrase so much, but like, I don't know, like doing things that you wouldn't otherwise do or acting in a way that you wouldn't otherwise act for the approval of men. And that like leads me to the title track, Male Validation and Other Drugs. Kind of everything summed up. I wrote that first verse, stale vacation at the beach club, male validation and other drugs, saturate my system, it's only the beginning, can't help but think I'm winning as I pit the girls against me. I wrote that in my car before a gig in LA. I was opening for this girl, Brooke Butler, and I had time to kill after my sound check, and I just like went to the car and was like scrolling or like on my phone or something, and those lyrics came to me. I don't know why or how. Sometimes they just arrive and I'm like, cool, I'm just gonna write this down. I thought it was a really cool concept, and it is about my younger self, but it's also sarcastic in a way because obviously it is kind of a drastic thing to say as I pit the girls against me, but like on the topic of being a pick-me and kind of inherently as women, because of the patriarchy and the male gaze, pitting ourselves against each other. Women tearing down other women is just a known phenomenon, and it hasn't gone away. And the only thing to blame for that is the patriarchy and is the male gaze. And it's something I've noticed a lot over the years, and being in a queer relationship and seeing my straight friends and the problems that they have, and like being able to give advice as somebody who got out of that, and talk about it with them and be like, no, like I promise, like it's nothing that you did, like you just want this male validation because we're programmed to want this male validation, and like you're programmed to like see this girl as competition, and you're programmed to like pit yourself against her, even though it's not a you versus her, it's a us versus them. And like I'm pretty sure I know I'm bisexual, and I know that I like both women and man. Can't even say the word. Oh my God, it's like a swear word. Women and men. I know that I am attracted to both of them and can be in love with both of them. But I do think that it would take a lot for me to be in love with a man at this point, because they disappoint, and they have only disappointed me in my past. And I know that's just like a generalization, but it's true. And I don't know, so like writing male validation, again with this hindsight, male validation and other drugs, was cool because like I can speak to a younger version of myself, and that's a lot about what the EP is about. It's like about a younger version of myself. And you know, when I'm talking like ages 16 to 20. But yeah, so the chorus is kind of like, it rides off that verse because I say something shocking like I'm pitting the girls against me. And then, whoa, don't look at me astonished. You asked me to be honest. I honestly do care what he thinks. So I let him buy me one more drink. Like now we're fucking. And like it feels really good to be admired and praised and stuff. Took the ink from all my pens. Like I wrote all these journal entries about him, all these songs about him, etc., just to never hear from him again, just for it to be futile. And it always was futile. It was always meaningless for him. But for me, it was so meaningful, but not because of the guy himself, but because of that craving of human connection. And then the second verse, like kind of some bars. I don't like my body, so I let the boys have it. By the way I talk, you'd think that I'm a sex addict. Not to be demeaning and not to be not to be demeaning and not to be dramatic, but it's been so long since I've been kissed and all my worth depends on it. Those like speak for themselves. It's like, you think that because I'm having so much sex which like I don't even like, I didn't even have that. I don't know, like I feel like I had an average amount of sex, but because like I am giving myself and my sex or whatever to these different people, you would think that I enjoy it, right? Like you would think that I like it and I'm getting something out of it, when the only thing I'm really getting out of it is like a ego boost for 20 minutes just to never hear from him again. So it's like kind of like the perfect piggyback off of sex, etc. But yeah, and then the bridge kind of touches on like, well, if this all went my way, like if he did call me back, like if he gave me the space that I want, like do I have the capacity to fill it up? Like, could I take up this space? Like, or do I even know who I am? Like, if he gave me this space, like, would I be able to fill it up? Because clearly I'm so reliant on other people and these men for their validation. Like, I don't even know myself anymore. So yeah, that one I'm really proud of. The production is also done by Matthias. It's very experimental. It's the most artsy of the songs. Like, the halftime is really fun in the chorus. The auto-tune on the vocals is intentional and I think sounds really cool. It's fun to explore different genres. I think it will be some people's favorite song. I think it's definitely different from Losing Streak and Sex Etc. and Shapeshifting and stuff, but I do think it could be a fan favorite. But yeah, and then obviously I've talked about Shapeshifting on Saturday Night at length. I love that song. It's kind of what kickstarted my pop music journey. And if you've been here for a while, you know that I wrote that song originally by myself in my bedroom. That's why we released the Alone in My Bedroom version. I wrote it completely alone without the intention of making it a pop song, but I posted it enough times to get me signed by a label that was like, you should turn this into a pop song. And best decision I ever made. I love the way it sounds. I think it's so fun to make pop music and I am here for it. Shapeshifting, I think, ties it all together in a way where it's like, I've told you all these stories, and with the exception of Losing Streak, all these stories kind of deal with searching for approval by random men or social media. And Shapeshifting is kind of like Shapeshifting is like the utmost abysmal version of that. And like, it's the acknowledgement, like she, as in me, changing form actively all the time to fit in and to like get this happiness, and like thinking that what she's doing is fulfilling and it's not, obviously. I think Shapeshifting is a great summary of it all, and like it's just the peak. It's like the climax of the EP. A, because it's super high energy and fun, and B, because it just like wraps it all up really nicely. It's like this is what she's doing, and she's complicit to people being horrible to her. Like, her boyfriend just cheated, but she's not gonna leave him because like she's just used to it by now. She just thinks all men are like this. She just is accepting this treatment that she thinks she deserves. And I don't know, I think it makes total sense in the through line of the EP. Again, Losing Streak is kind of an outlier. You would think it would come on a project following male validation and other drugs because it's about something of like getting away from the male gaze and stuff. But because like it was doing so well on social media, I was like, I have to put it on the EP. I have to release it as a single. And then, but like you guys already know about Shapeshifting, and the lyrics are pretty self-explanatory. And then Oh Mercy, like I am very glad this one made the project. I actually co-produced this one. I have never had like a production credit before, so this one was really cool to work on with my friend Nick Casey. He like produced it as well. But I wrote this one just kind of like after all of this, with all this hindsight. Like, I think I wrote it last summer. I wrote it on my acoustic guitar and wrote that chorus first, the save me, I've been feeling nothing, praying for beauty, the numbness, state of the world, or my state of mind. And it's just kind of like, it is a summary of everything. It's like all of these thoughts and feelings I have about myself, and all of these stories that I have that led me to feel so horrible, and all this existential dread and so much nihilism and cynicism and pessimism. They're all coming together, and now it's like I'm feeling politically drained, and I'm feeling drained by like my lack of self-esteem, and like I don't know what came first, like my severe depression and like my need for like external validation as like a source of happiness, or like society and all like the way society is structured, and like obviously it's the way society is structured, like these are problems that humans have had for centuries, since the beginning of time. So I know it's the state of the world and not just my state of mind, but I can't fix the world. So can I just fix my mind? I don't know. I brought the song into the session with Nick, and I just like had that chorus on the guitar, and then we built it out with synth bass, and I added the horns, and then we eventually got a real horn player. And I was like, this one just needs to be kind of chaotic. Like I want to just try some fun sounds. Like I want to do some vocal chops. I want to do some like weird ad libs. Like I want it to start acoustic. I like that it has the word Griever in the first verse because it like ties back to the very first song. And I do think like if Shapeshifting is the climax, like Oh Mercy is the come down. And it's a reflection. And it's just kind of like this like I'm apathetic, but something is keeping me going. Like I did The Artist Way, and if you're not familiar with it and you're an artist, please do The Artist Way. Even if you're not an artist, do The Artist Way. I learned so much, and I unlearned a lot of this. Like it wasn't just my sapphic relationship that like helped me unlearn these like patriarchal toxicities. It was doing The Artist Way and doing a bunch of shadow work and like learning a lot about myself, and The Artist Way really helped me. And it's not a religious book at all, and I'm not religious, but the author urges you to like have some sort of God that like helps you through your artistic journey, and she calls it the Great Creator. So like you were supposed to write prayers to the Great Creator, like the source of your artistry that like you are the vessel of. And so I would write prayers in my journal to my Great Creator, and yeah, "Oh Great Creator, tell her she'll be fine" was probably like a big that was a central theme. It was just like, I'm gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. And then yeah, the second verse, I did want to like touch a little bit more on politics, and like I did political science in college. So, and again, it's something that I want to blend into my songwriting because I do think it comes naturally, but I don't want to be too preachy. And the "All My Pain is Patriarchal" line came from the fact that I think a lot of the world issues stem from the patriarchy, and like this need for power and this need to have the most money and like this disregard for humanity. Again, not saying all men, but who set that system up? It's my favorite quote. This need for power and money has caused generational pain for both women and men. Like, I'm not saying only women experience the pitfalls of the patriarchy. Everybody does. And I'm saying, like, it's just like this need for power and like this disconnect from humanity. All my pain is patriarchal. And it's like, I'm so apathetic. Like, I can't really be intimate with anyone anymore because I'm just like very, I don't know, my intimacy severed, can't fuck tonight or ever is like kind of a crazy bar. Like, honestly, we'll be explaining no further, but I'm really proud of the second verse on that one, and I'm also proud of the bridge. Flora, fauna, complex trauma is probably one of my favorite lyrics I've written because it ties together like the cheating the system, cheating the earth, and like the body's burning for his net worth, and like that's complex trauma of the planet and human beings, and like it's personal to myself too. It's like I've got complex trauma when it comes to men and when it comes to like all these characters that I've written about. And then like I think I'm doing all the things right, like blood, sweat, love, and tears for profit. Like, okay, I'm gonna be a pop singer and like I'll really show him, or like I'm gonna get with this guy and like really show him. And like I know the contest, like I know the concepts, like I won the contest. And then at the end of the day, you're like, does anybody really win? Like, turns out stolen land is lawless. It's like, does anybody really win in a society that's like built upon corruption? And then yeah, the ending I'm really proud of. I knew it needed to be a big ending. I knew we needed to bring the horns back. The Great Creator, Simulator, Operator, I think was fun because it like breaks down like who's a great creator. Like, oh God, I don't know, maybe we're just in a simulation and none of this matters. And it's like, oh God, like I'm on the phone with this operator and I just need to talk to somebody. Tell her she'll be fine. And then bang, it ends with an explosion and then like this beautiful choral moment at the end. And And yeah, I just think it's the perfect way to end the song, and I hope you like it. I know it like kind of sticks out, and not in like the way, in a bad way, but just like it's more acoustic and it's slower, but like I think it's my favorite on the project. But yeah, I'm like definitely late. Not really, but like I should get this show on the road. I've got a call about the Sex Etc. music video now, but I hope you love the EP, and this is probably gonna be like a 40-minute video, but I'm really proud of it. I hope you see it as a body of work, because a lot of thought was put into this concept, and I really hope to expand on it, and I hope to find some resolution when it comes to my debut album, so stay tuned for that, and cocks up.